Have you ever been stopped at the airport, even with a green card? Can you imagine this? You're coming back from a relaxing vacation. You step off the plane, green card in hand, and head to immigration like you've done so many times before. But this time, something feels off. The officer looks at you closely. They start asking unexpected questions. And within seconds, you realize something's wrong. But why? You have a green card. You paid for your ticket, followed the law, didn't do anything wrong. So what's going on? And yet, you're being held. Today, we're going to talk about an uncomfortable but increasingly common reality: green card holders. People legally living in the U.S. who come back from a trip abroad only to find themselves flagged, questioned, and in some cases, even facing removal proceedings. But don't worry. In this video, I'll walk you through why this is happening, how you can avoid it, and what steps you can take, starting today, so you don't end up in a cold airport room answering difficult questions. Red flag number 1, the bank card that can give you away. Here's something not many people know. The card you use to pay while you're abroad can raise red flags with immigration. Let me explain. A lot of U.S. residents keep active bank accounts in their home countries, places like Mexico, Colombia, the Dominican Republic. And when they travel, they use those foreign cards. Maybe because that's where they have funds, or just out of habit. But here's the catch. If those are the only cards that show up in your records, immigration might take notice. Why? Because having a green card isn't enough. The government wants proof that you actually live in the U.S. So if you've been out of the country for months and only use foreign bank cards during that time, it might look like you're just visiting the U.S., not living here. This has already happened to many people. They were stopped at immigration because their financial activity didn't show any real ties to the U.S. What's the fix? Use your American cards. Even when you're abroad, keep a balance. Show that your financial life is still connected to the U.S. That alone can make a big difference. Red flag number 2, the address you give at the border. It may seem like a small thing, but when immigration asks you, what's your address in the U.S., your answer really matters. Some people, either out of convenience or nerves, give a relative's home, a friend's, or even a hotel or Airbnb. But if you're a permanent resident, the government expects you to have a real, stable address in the United States. That means a place where you get your mail, pay your bills, where you actually live, not just somewhere temporary. And if you give an address that sounds borrowed or vague, the officer might start thinking, does this person really live here? What could happen? You might be questioned, asked for more documents, sent to secondary inspection, or even accused of having abandoned your residency. What should you do? Always carry proof of your address, a lease agreement, utility bills in your name, bank statements. And never lie. They can check everything. Red flag number 3. Your travel pattern says more than you think. It's not just about how many days you've been away. It's about your overall travel habits. Some people are constantly on the move. They go to Mexico, then come back, then to Colombia, then back again. 3 months out, 2 months in, and repeat. While this isn't illegal, it can raise eyebrows. Immigration might start wondering, does this person actually live in the U.S., or are they just using a green card, come and go like a tourist? If you don't have a solid reason for traveling so often, like remote work, school, or a sick family member, you could run into trouble. Even if you're following the rules, that kind of pattern might get you pulled aside for further questioning. What can you do? Always have a clear reason for your travel. Be ready to explain it and back it up with documents. Don't leave any room for doubt. The officer doesn't know you. All they have is your passport and what you say. Red flag number 4. Your past could catch up with you. Your legal history matters. Even if you had a fight years ago, an unpaid fine, or a minor case, it can show up when you enter the country. Immigration systems are linked to several databases. When they scan your passport, your name pops up along with any record you might have. And if there's something there, you could be stopped, even if you've already served your sentence or paid your dues. Here's the problem. Having a green card doesn't guarantee automatic re-entry. If something in your history makes you inadmissible, the officer can deny you entry. What should you do? If you had any contact with law enforcement, Talk to an immigration attorney before you travel. It's better to be safe than trying to explain things at the border under pressure. Red flag number 5. Traveling while in deportation proceedings. This one can be a serious mistake. If you're in the middle of a removal process, that is, deportation, and you leave the country, you might be giving up your right to fight your case without even realizing it. Many people think, it's just a short trip, I'll be back in a week. But by doing that, the government could consider that you've abandoned your legal process. And when you try to come back, you might not be allowed in. So what should you do? If you're facing deportation, do not travel without first speaking to your lawyer. In most cases, the advice will be clear. Stay in the country. And if you're unsure, get professional guidance before making any travel plans. Red flag number 6. Long absences without proper documentation. Being outside the U.S. for more than 6 months at a time can trigger a review by immigration. And if you're gone for over a year without special permission, the risk of losing your green card skyrockets. But here's the thing. It's not just about how long you were away. It's about whether you can prove that you still live in the U.S. Even if you were out for a good reason, work, family matters, medical emergencies, if you can't show that you kept strong ties to the U.S., you might be seen as someone who gave up their residency. So what's the smart move? Keep solid proof of your connection to the U.S. Rent or mortgage documents, tax records, active bank accounts. And if you know you'll be gone for more than a year, apply for a re-entry permit before you leave. It's a powerful way to protect your green card status. Red flag number 7. Not filing U.S. taxes as a resident. Here's a trap many fall into. I didn't work in the U.S. this year, so I don't need to file taxes. But if you have a green card, you're required to file federal taxes as a resident, no matter where you live. Failing to do that can be seen as abandoning your residency. In other words, if you're not filing taxes like a U.S. resident, the government might assume you no longer are one. What's the solution? File your taxes every year as a permanent resident. Even if you had no income, it's smart to submit a return. That alone shows the government that you're maintaining your status and following the rules. Red flag number 8. Declaring yourself as a non-resident on official forms. This one seems small, but it can seriously damage your case. If you fill out any official form, like a tax document, a college application, or an immigration form, and check the box that says, I am not a U.S. resident, that could be used against you. Why? Because it's viewed as a voluntary abandonment of your immigration status. What should you do? Review every document carefully before sending it in. If you're unsure about how to fill something out, don't guess. Ask a lawyer or a trusted tax advisor. It could make all the difference. Red flag number 9. Minor crimes can have major consequences. Yes, even small offenses can cause big problems with immigration. Getting arrested for driving without a license, getting into a fight, shoplifting, or being caught with small amount of controlled substance. All these things can put your green card at risk. Here's something not everyone knows. Immigration law works differently than criminal law. What a court sees as a minor offense, immigration might treat as a reason for removal. What should you do? If you've had any run-in with the police, talk to an immigration lawyer. Don't assume that because you served your sentence or paid your fine, it's all behind you. When it comes to your green card, every detail matters. Red flag number 10. Not renewing your green card on time. Your green card is valid for 10 years. And while having an expired card doesn't mean you automatically lose your status, traveling with one, or simply forgetting to renew, can lead to big headaches at the airport in legal situations, or when doing things like renewing your driver's license or getting a job. Plus, having an expired card might make some officials question whether you're truly maintaining your permanent residency. What's the smart thing to do? Start the renewal process at least 6 months before your card expires. And if you happen to be outside the country when your card expires, be ready to clearly explain your situation when re-entering. Don't let a simple paperwork issue turn into a bigger problem. Red flag number 11. Forgetting your responsibilities as a resident. Many people focus on the benefits of having a green card, but forget that it comes with responsibilities too. As a permanent resident, you must keep your address updated with USCIS. Respond to any official notices. Avoid immigration fraud. Never vote in federal elections. That's only for U.S. citizens. So, what's your move? Report every change of address within 10 days. Stay on top of your legal and immigration obligations. It's all about protecting your status long-term. Red flag number 12, not taking action at key moments. Sometimes, doing nothing is the most dangerous choice. Not preparing before a trip. Not asking for legal help on time. Not following up on a pending application. All of these little things can add up and become the reason you lose your green card. Here's the bottom line. A green card doesn't last forever if you don't take care of it. So what can you do? Plan each trip with care. If you're facing something complicated, don't wait. Talk to a lawyer. And think seriously about whether it's time to apply for U.S. citizenship. Becoming a citizen is the most secure way to protect your right to stay, live, and travel freely without fear.